Hello friends, today we'll talk about 302 IPC section which deals with the murder, and also 304 IPC which deals with culpable homicide not amounting to murder. So let us understand what this murder is all about. It's very simple. Let us take an example of X kills Y, then that is called murder. He can use any type of weapon, he cannot use any type of weapon. With his own hands he can kill a person, and end of the day what matters for the state is the most important thing, that a murder case, the proof of a murder that is required, is the evidence that is required is a motive. What is motive? Motive under the Indian Evidence Act describes the purpose, like you can say the purpose for killing a person. It can be revenge, it can be for the gain of some kind of property or some kind of money, or just some psychoticness, you can say, just like a person has got killed for the kind of just got killed for the sport or something, you can say in that way also. Okay, there are such kind of things also which happens with various serial killers. They do such kind of stuff. Okay, there is no purpose, but still they keep on killing people. So that is also called that is also another kind of motive. So there are a lot of motives for the sake of a woman. Okay, there are a lot of things out of jealous, out of greed, out of all types of various types of human emotions, where a person could not control and would like to get rid of the other person by hook or crook, by other person or persons by hook or crook. So this is a murder. It's the punishment is like a death or life imprisonment. When you go to the IPC sections, it is either death or imprisonment for life. Minimum is life, and the maximum is death. And the second thing, if you come to the culpable homicide 304, most of the people, including advocates, they are not aware. There are three sections in 304. The original four sections, in fact, the original 304 contains part 1 and part 2. This is culpable homicide not amounting to murder. There are certain exceptions in the 302 wherein the person got furious. So both people have got into a heated argument. He was not intended to kill the other person, but just happened like an accident or something. In that case, he is not liable for 302, but he is liable for 304. In 304, the punishment is minimum 10 years and maximum is life. Alright, this is for the part 1. And the part 2, you have up to 10, it's almost 10 years is the another one in the part 2. And when you come to 304A, this is a very loose section, you can say. This is death caused by negligence. Most of the people who hit and run a person and such kind of things, they'll be booked under this. Even the doctors, because of negligence, they treat the patients and the patient get killed. So this kind of section 304A is invoked. Unfortunately, this is a very loose section. You hardly have a imprisonment term of just 2 years. So that is very sad part of it. Then comes to the dowry death. This is a very serious offense, my friends. Dowry death is harassing the wife for the sake of dowry and subjecting her to cruelty and killing her by some kind of burns or whatever it is by means. Then it is treated as dowry death. In this case, the minimum punishment is 7 years and the maximum punishment is life. This is what your IPC says. Now let's talk about getting bail. I would honestly say there is no chance of getting bail in this. In olden days, 2 decades back, we used to see in movies person has killed somebody and got out of the jail. Now such kind of scenario is not there. And the first point is, bail is not a right particularly in this particular case, which attracts life and death. Okay, that's the first point to be noted. And the second, even the police files a charge sheet, the bail is not a right. It's a discretion based on the facts and circumstances of the case. The judges, like the sessions judge or the high courts or the Supreme Court, can decide based upon the circumstances and facts. They might give that benefit, they might not even give that benefit, because there are a lot of people even today, they haven't got a bail after killing somebody. They are still imprisoned. The trial will go on, and once he's convicted, there is no question of coming out except parole. Okay, and then let's come to another part, How important, as I told you, the most important is the motive, because as per the Evidence Act, the police has to determine what is the purpose. Without purpose, nobody can be charged, or even you cannot touch a person. Okay, you have to establish that. If you establish the motive, then there ends the matter. That beginning of the the heinous crime, the kind of strict action will start from there on. The evidence you have accumulated as far as the motive is concerned, if motive is concerned, if established, I would say it's very difficult for a person to get out of it. Then comes and in murder cases, another important thing is you might not find direct evidence. All right, there might not be people who can see, because the murderer is so intelligent and so deceitful that he will either operate in the nights, or else he will see to it that nobody sees while he has killed, or even if he kills somebody out of rage or something, immediately he'll try to cover it up. So such kind of all kind of these things happens. So the most important thing is circumstantial evidence after the motive. Okay, the person, let's say the person has killed somebody with a pistol or a revolver. Okay, so here nobody has seen it. So what the police has to establish is this person, how did he procure the pistol at first place, from where did he purchase it from and where did he dispose it of after killing. He might have thrown in some lake or something, or a river. So all these things will establish, they are all circumstantial evidence, indirect evidence. So these are the things which establish that the person has commissioned a crime. Now let me tell you one more important thing, that courts have ruled, if there is proof, body of victim is not essential to prove a murder. This is called corpus delicti, that is called body of crime. So the Honorable Supreme Court in various judgments, like in Sevika Perumal versus State of Tamil Nadu, this was in 91, and Manikumar Thapa versus State of Sikkim in 2002, and another one, the judgment is Ram Gulam Chaudhary versus State of Bihar. In these and various other judgments also, the Honorable Supreme Court has ruled it the corpus delicti is not required. Why? Because there are sometimes it happens that the person gets killed and his body is completely turned out into ashes, burnt into ashes. So what kind of DNA or forensic evidence you can collect through that ashes? There is nil. Okay, and only circumstantial evidence will help you. Okay, in such kind of scenarios, the culprit can get away. Okay, the most of the people, they will tell you that innocent should not be punished, but they will not tell you another rule of law, that guilty has to be punished. So a person who has committed a crime, he has to be brought to the justice and he has to be punished. So the courts have always held in various judgments that this kind of corpus delicti, that is the body of crime, is not that important. All right, there are another example, the people who stay in the coastal areas, like the person can be killed and you go deep inside the sea or the ocean, after 100 or 200 kilometers you throw the body and come back. How will somebody get that body? It's impossible. So in such kind of scenarios, the person can get away with the crime? No, in that cases the factum of the death has to be proved. So how do you prove the factum? He will be vanished, and upon various inquiries, you cannot, the police cannot trace out that person's, that the person is live. In that case, it will be either declared to be dead, or else if he doesn't return, in that case also, if based on circumstantial evidence, the person will be caught. And upon his confession, though this confession the culprit is making before the police is not valid in the courts, but for the initial stage it is very important, because the prima facie case has to be made out. The confession makes lot of significance in these murder cases. So another one I would like to bring it to your notice is the fact of death of the deceased must be established like any other fact. Corpus delicti in some cases may not be possible to be traced or recovered. The body of the crime of the deceased. There are a number of possibilities where a dead body could be disposed of without trace. Therefore, the recovery of dead body is to be held to be mandatory to convict an accused. In many a case, the accused would manage to see that the dead body is destroyed, which would afford the accused complete immunity from being held guilty or from being punished. This happened in the movie Drishyam. Okay, in various languages that was made, but the body of crime was never, in the first part at least, it was never traced out. So in that scenario, it was shown that he escaped punishment, but that does not happen in that way at all. If you take up the case study of Sheena Bora murder case, her mother Indrani Banerjee has alleged to have killed her daughter, okay, and she has torched her body and converted into complete ashes. And everything went on well, nobody knew it, and this was done, commissioned with the help of, alleged to have commissioned to be done with the help of her driver and her ex-husband, okay. And thereafter, one fine day, this after few years, the driver of this lady, he has got some a lakh or 2 lakhs of rupees. The driver of this lady, Indrani Banerjee, has uttered some loose talk in a club along with his friend. What does Mumbai police can do? Maharashtra police is good for nothing, because we killed a person and nobody knew it. We have tossed the dead body and nothing has happened. It's been so many years. But that came as a catch. Somebody, a police informer, has overheard it and immediately informed the police. And the next day, early morning, the driver was picked up and his confession was brought in. And he has confessed that they have killed the girl. Okay, then the Indrani Banerjee was arrested, and all her 2 ex-husbands also have been arrested. There is another, at that time he was a current husband. He was in London, mostly might not have been involved in this, but the crime is so grotesque and serious that even he was booked, and none of them could secure bails for years together. After 4 or 5 years, after so much of time, everybody had lost their hopes, and ultimately the Honorable Supreme Court has granted them the bail. So it's still under the trial, and I guess conviction is very easy in that particular case. It's very much expected. Then we come back to this: what is therefore required in law to base a conviction for an offence of murder is that there should be reliable and plausible evidence that the offence of murder, like any other factum of death, was committed, and it must be proved by direct or circumstantial evidence, albeit the dead body may not be traced. So this is an obiter, and my dear friends, this particular case, Mani Kumar Thapa versus State of Sikkim in 2002, the counsel who argued for the sake of the accused was no one else but our ex-CJI Honorable Justice U. Lalit Lordships. He was an advocate at that point of time, and he has relied upon more than, I think, 10 citations. But still the Honorable Supreme Court at that point of time, yes, he has given almost 10 citations, but none of them could get in his favor. So the appeal was dismissed. All right, so he could not get his his client out. So this is what happens, because the merits of the case are very important. Nowadays, if you see the judgments of the Honorable High Courts and Supreme Courts, it's very difficult in kind of murder cases and the cases of heinous crimes like culpable homicide, rapes, POXO cases. The conviction chances are very high, above 90%. All that, even if you have the motive established, circumstantial evidence is strong, then there is no escape. And my dear friends, I'd like to tell you one more important thing, that people think that the post-mortem and the medical evidence is of great value in the courts. Based on that, nobody will get convicted. Okay, it's not substantive evidence. The Honorable Apex Court has held many times, because that no post-mortem report ever will say that this person was killed in such a way or such a manner or something. It will hardly can guess anything, says that some kind of blunt force was used. See, another important thing what I'd like to tell you is, any person who dies will be of only 2 reasons. Either he had a cardiac arrest, or else he's either brain dead. So brain dead with multiple organ failure. So only 2 reasons. There is no third reason. Whether you shoot a person, whether you stab a person, whether you squeeze the neck of a person and you kill, either of any type of creative and whatever kind of methods you use, it is end of the day the person either dies with a cardiac arrest or else he is a brain dead. So this is what will reflect in your post-mortem report. So Honorable Apex Court has held in various judgments that post-mortem report cannot be completely relied upon. Okay, the oral evidence has got lot of value. Ocular evidence, which is known as, has got lot of value in these kind of murders. And my dear friends, the most important thing, because it's a very serious topic, the most important thing I would like to tell you is what is rarest of the rare case. Okay, everybody, like in most of the murder cases, the courts do not give death. They normally give life. Okay, even if they give death, later on it will be commuted to like life imprisonment. From death to, it will be commuted to life imprisonment. So the kind of fear factor that the murderer has, it's not like a visible. Okay, but there is another judgment in Haru Ghosh versus State of West Bengal in the year 2009. The Honorable Apex Court has given the directions, certain directions, which is also, you can say, the obiter, which was also reiterated in Bachchan Singh versus State of Punjab, and also Machi Singh versus State of Punjab. Okay, so this was carried forward. When the murder is committed in an extremely brutal, grotesque, diabolical, revolting, or dastardly manner, so as to arouse intense and extreme indignation of the community, that is a communal killing. First point to be noted: if a community has been targeted by any other community, okay, or riot happens, so such kind of things happen in rarest of the rare cases. So they can hardly secure bail, and they will straight away go to the gallows. Okay, next, when the murder is committed for a motive, as I told you earlier also, motive is very important, which evinces total depravity and meanness. Example: murder by hired assassin for money or reward, or cold-blooded murder for gains of a person vis-a-vis whom the murderer is in a dominating position or in a position of trust, or a murder is committed in the course of betrayal of the motherland, which is you can understand, which is against country. That is also taken as a very serious note, and this is the second thing. Okay, the murderer is in a dominating position. Okay, in most of the times you see in the movies also, the villains are always in dominating position. Okay, when they kill innocent people. Okay, and the third thing is the murder of a member of a scheduled caste or a minority community, etc. This is also a grave offense, my dear friends. Is committed not for personal reasons but in circumstances which arouse social wrath, or in case of bride burning or dowry deaths. I've already discussed with you dowry deaths. There is no death in that. There is only imprisonment. Life imprisonment is the maximum thing. But if a person does dowry death, the police can book 302 instead of 304B. Normally the police does it. Okay, so in that case, in such kind of scenario also, it is treated as rarest of the rare crimes. Dowry death: murder is committed in order to remarry for the sake of extracting dowry once again, or to marry another woman on account of infatuation. See how honorable Supreme Court has got so much, the lordships, the justices have got so much social knowledge, that whatever happens, that reflects in their fantastic judgments. And the fourth point: when the crime is enormous in proportion, for instance, when multiple murders, say of all or almost all the members of the family, or a large number of persons of a particular caste, community, or locality are committed. This is also another grave offense, murder, form of murder, which falls into the rarest of the rare categories. And last but not the least, friends, when the victim of murder is an innocent child, note this point: if you kill an innocent child, or a helpless woman, or an old or infirm person, okay, so these three are very important. These three are the fantastic observations, I would say, of the Honorable Apex Court, which have brought this category into the rarest of the rare cases. And death has to be given. A person who has killed a small child, innocent child, or a lady, or an old man, death has to be given. Even the person might be of age of 99 years, he has got 1 more or 10 more or few more years to live. Nobody can deprive him from his right to life and kill him just for the sake of some kind of a selfish motive. So this is another point to be noted. And again, here the Honorable Apex Court goes on to say, vis-a-vis whom the murderer is again in a dominating position, or a public figure generally loved and respected by the community. The person might have killed a celebrity like Sushant Singh Rajput. That is also a very heinous crime. Okay, it's unfortunate that nothing much has been taken forward in that particular case, but legally or technically, if you see, that's a fit case, I would say, because once the allegations are made, and if there is any evidence that is brought on to the table, like the motive as well as the circumstantial evidence, then the person has to be tried for this offense. There are various judgments of the Honorable Apex Court for this. If prima facie case is made out, there is no escape, there is no quashing. There are various numerous judgments of the Honorable Supreme Court when heinous crimes like rapes, murders, and these kind of things are committed, attempt to murders and all. There is no question of quashing that particular criminal case in High Courts or Supreme Court, number one. And number two, there is no question of bail. Okay, bail is not a rule here. Okay, jail is the rule, because the person is allegedly have to be committed a grave and grotesque offense in a grotesque manner, in a diabolical manner. And the third thing, like the trial has to take place. Okay, the trial has to take place, and then only the court of sessions has to decide whether the person is guilty or not. Another most important thing what I'd like to tell you is, like as we say, truth always wins in the law. Okay, whether it's civil or criminal, people always say truth always wins. But when you come back to this, my dear friends, to the Indian Evidence Act, there is nothing called truth. According to me personally also, there is nothing called truth. Okay, there is only thing called evidence, because no court never has gone somewhere and seen a person committing some particular crime. Okay, based on the evidence only, the court has to come to a conclusion whether the X has committed a crime against Y or not. As simple as that. It has to be brought on record with various types of evidences: documentary, forensic, medical, and most of the direct evidence and circumstantial, most of the important in the most important way. In such kind of scenario, the court will take a call whether the kind of facts, whatever the facts are coming out of this particular case or not. So never think that truth wins. If somebody comes to a counsel or lawyer like me and comes say, sir, I haven't committed a murder, they have implicated me falsely, and you please save me and get me a bail, I don't think so I will be trusting him, because end of the day what happens is, only we have to go on evidence on record. Evidence speaks for itself. Evidence, after all, cannot be cooked up and cannot be created. Okay, the facts cannot be cooked up. End of the day, it has to come out. So evidence has got strong evidentiary value, has to be taken into consideration. That is what matters. Whether up to the apex court you go, it's all about evidence. So remember one more thing, it's all about evidence. So above all, I would like to suggest you guys, never get into such kind of things. Always tone down your anger. Always bring down if you have any kind of evil intentions and all, try to bring down also those such kind of things. Okay, and then so that you can be a better human being, and always cultivate the habit or whatever, the characteristics of good human being or humanity has got a lot of importance, because that has to be there, the social responsibility and the human values. Okay, there is no point in killing another fellow human being. There is nothing that a person can achieve, because it's a beautiful life everybody deserves. Okay, even if you try to kill a small animal or something, it undergoes through great pain. Okay, I would like to tell you one more important thing. The Honorable Apex Court, this is a point of argument of mine, I have argued in the Honorable Apex Court also. How sweetly you kill a person does not matter. Okay, how grotesquely you kill a person does not matter. Both are equal according to me, because you might have a good friend who is also loving your girlfriend or a common girlfriend, whatever. You want to get rid of this guy, and his birthday is coming. You go and put a nice, tasty, chocolate truffle cake laced with some kind of a poison or slow poison on his table, and you make him cut and eat it. Okay, and he dies. So is it something like you have killed in a very sweet way, or instead of chopping off his head or shooting him or stabbing him? So nothing. All these ways are treated in the same way you have killed a person. There is no doubt about it. the how sweetly you have, whether you have killed a person and cut his body into many hundreds and thousands of pieces and disposed it off. So these things are very difficult for the society to hear and listen. Such kind of crime in such a diabolical and grotesque manner has happened or not. What matters to the court is you have killed a person, yes or no. If you have killed a person based on the evidence, that's it. Whether it's like you have killed in a diabolical or grotesque manner or a sweet manner is not going to make much difference. You will be punished. Remember, you will be punished, and there is no escape, no bail, and jail is guaranteed. Okay, I'm proud to tell you that I'm not a criminal defense lawyer. I'm a very good private prosecutor. Okay, like I would like to take up cases wherever there is genuine cause, like wherever somebody has been meted out with grave injustice, or some people have got killed, or the girl has unfortunately got raped, or such kind of things, and they want justice. In such kind of scenario, the police is colluded and the authorities are colluded, and everything is not happening in their favor. Just like the best example is Sushant Singh Rajput's case. The father of this Sushant Singh Rajput has hired the best counsel in the country. He's the president of Supreme Court Bar Association, but still he could not get the kind of justice what the family deserves. They are still awaiting justice. I am sure justice will be delivered, because it was supposed to be a double murder, allegedly to have been committed in Mumbai at that point of time, and still CBI is looking into it. So I would like to say another one most important thing, what the courts will appreciate is, end of the day, it's only the prima facie case has to be proved. If prima facie case is made out, then the person has to undergo trial. As simple as that. So what I advise you guys, be very careful. Even in the fit of a rage, try to tone down your anger. Never touch a person. That is the best way. You have an enemy, you want to kill him, get rid of him, but don't touch him. Never touch him. That is my advice to you. You proceed legally. Wonderful counsels are there, advocates are there to help you. Like I'm also one of the aspiring to be a leading advocate for the Supreme Court of India. I practice in all the high courts and the Honorable Supreme Court. Alright, so you can approach somebody like us who specialize in private prosecution to prosecute if there is a very ample evidence, and if there is some grave injustice that has been meted out to you. In such kind of scenario, we can always help you. And I guess, like I have told you many things about this particular murders. Alright, and last but not the least, I would like to say, like the murder case, another two important ingredients are intention. Number one, that is mens rea, it's called evil intention. The person should be harboring that evil intention right from the beginning. Yes, I have to kill this person, I have to get rid of this person. Okay, he is not good for my benefit. So that is one of the things. Okay, then the next thing is like knowledge. If you kill a person, you should be knowledge, you should have intention at first place, and second place, you should have knowledge that if you cause some kind of bodily injury or harm to other person, he will die. Okay, let us say you have stabbed somebody here in one particular city, Ahmedabad, and that particular person whom you have stabbed, he was hospitalized and you got arrested and you been sent to jail. And that person, the treatment, he went on for months together, and in Ahmedabad the treatment was not up to the mark. They went to the AIIMS in Delhi, and finally after 2-3 months this person dies. In that particular case, like also it's a murder, because you have killed, your intention was to kill a person, you have already caused body harm, and earlier it was registered as a 307 case, which was later converted into 302. As simple as that. Okay, so the mens rea, causation, bodily harm, these are all concurrence, these are all the important things. Okay, so these are all important ingredients. I will tell you what exactly they are. Okay, these are all important things that constitute a murder. Okay, what constitute a murder? So these are the 5 things internationally recognized in all the countries, my dear friends. One is mens rea, as I told you, like it is evil intention or even the motive comes into this. Okay, then actus reus, that is the actual action in which you have executed the most foul murder. Okay, by way of stabbing or killing, or I mean, pressing his neck or whatever. Okay, the third thing, concurrence. Okay, concurrence is like that this particular bodily harm, whatever you're doing, will actually harm that other person. So, having the knowledge, okay, and the concurrence is the your actions have coincided with this particular knowledge, and it came into the action, it came into the execution. There's nothing but execution. Okay, then the causation, what caused that particular body injury. This will be determined either by the post-mortem or kind of forensic, or by some kind of evidence. Okay, and lastly, harm, bodily harm. This is also the bodily injury. In some cases, as I told you, you have killed your best friend with some kind of chocolate truffle cake, and there is no injury according to you. No, not like that, because whatever like cake that person has been served has got him killed. Like internally, the kind of pain he might have experienced, only that particular person knows, not anyone else, not the forensic, not the postmortem, not the doctors. Okay, so even that is treated as very diabolic and grotesque. And let us say after killing him, you have completely burnt his body with petrol or kerosene, whatever it is you have got, and there is only ashes. That person is vanished. But there is something called last seen theory. Somebody might have seen some camera. Nowadays cameras are installed everywhere in the whole country. Okay, even if you go to villages also, you find somewhere or some other way the person will be caught. The person has last been seen along with you, or he was going towards your place, or else his mobile tower indicates that he was there in your presence, or else somebody has seen. Okay, you might not expect, but somebody has seen. Or in that particular case, if suspicion points to you, you might not be left out with any of the alibis. Alibis are like if you have been accused of a murder to be present in one particular murder scene, you have an alibi to show to the police that no, you were not present in that place, you were somewhere else, doing somewhere else in some other city or some other country or some other location. So that is called an alibi. Okay, in that is also there, like no matter however you precautions a person takes, I am sure he will not get out of this kind of grotesque murders. So it's best not to harbor such kind of evil intentions. Murder is far-fetched, not even try to hurt anybody. Okay, so end of the day, getting bails or some kind of acquittals are next to the impossible. Acquittal is also next to impossible, because I have given you the example. The ex-Chief Justice of India has argued a case as a counsel in the very same Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has dismissed his case. You can imagine how tough it is. I have seen personally in the Honorable Supreme Court so many cases of this murder, attempt to murder, rape, all these things come. Straight away the file will be thrown at the face of the counsel. They will be straight away dismissed within few fraction of seconds, because Honorable Apex Court is the place where the judges, they read the file completely and they come to the bench. So there is nothing that a counsel can do, and straight away they have made up their minds, and they are ready to deliver the verdict. In that case, no matter how best, hardly in few seconds or minutes that a counsel can get, they try to put the best lacunas in the case, but the appreciation is very difficult, because it's very difficult to fetch or secure acquittal in such kind of heinous crimes, mind you guys. So next video will talk about something else, and thank you for your appreciate, and thank you so much for your audience. Good luck.